Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada today. We are at the Interop 2011 show. On our program is Arpit Joshipura. He is the CMO of Force10 Networks. How are you, Arpit?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. Now, if you were to tell our viewers what's the strategic vision that your company has, what would that be?
So let me start off by telling you Force10 is laser sharp focus on high performance networking solutions for the data centers. And that's where we are heading in a massively growing global market.
So, and when you say growing, you're not kidding. There's been so much activity in data centers. There have been high profile acquisitions by carriers of some of the large data centers that are especially strong in the cloud, such as Verizon picking up Veramark down in Miami, the Nap of the Americas. In Miami, I mean, and others, other high-profile ones, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down, right?
Absolutely, absolutely not. But I think the fundamental problem that we are seeing here is the solutions provided today are sort of last gen, and the needs of tomorrow's data centers are very different.
Okay, why?
Very good question. If you look at the three elements of data centers, it's compute, storage, and networking.
Right.
Historically, when you think of a mainframe, those are the three elements.
Right.
And typically mainframe was a walled garden where you would give a turnkey solution and leave it there.
Right.
When cloud computing happened, and it's happening, compute and storage became open. You could mix and match servers, you can mix and match storage, etc., right? Mm-hmm. Networking is still closed because of our market leaders here, right, in a competitive landscape. So effectively, you're still within a walled garden, and networking is kind of the bottleneck right now in cloud computing.
Now, when you say it's closed, meaning high performance systems are not as mix and match as they should be, right? I mean,
that is correct.
You could put in disparate switches if you want, but then they don't have the benefits of, let's say, single management and some of the other
single management, optimization, interworking. They don't mix and match with storages. Servers, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, what our vision is as Force10 Networks is what we're calling it under the umbrella of open cloud networking.
And that's one of your new announcements.
That's one of our new announcements. And what that involves is three building blocks: open automation, open architectures, and open ecosystems. Under the open automation, you got to glue the data centers together, storage, compute, networking, in a seamless manner which will remove OpEx, right? Our tools and our software allows you to do that, whether it's vendor A, vendor B, whether it's scripts from Perl, Python, etc., right? That's the automation. Then you go to the architectures. Today's architectures, right, from the competitors are closed. They only work with their specified servers and their specified storage with their switches only.
Right.
Whether it's the control plane or the fabric.
Right.
Right? So we have announced what we call an open fabric, which is based on standard protocols like BGP, you know, OSPF, VCMP, etc. And you can actually build a very scalable fabric up to 160 terabits using standard protocols in a leaf and spine architecture. We're calling it distributed core, right? But there you can mix and match at a control plane and at a fabric level.
Now, do you require other vendors to join you?
No, because they already support those standard protocols, right?
Okay.
And versus, you know, if you go pure proprietary to gain the efficiencies, right, then you're locked into a single vendor. And that doesn't give you choice or flexibility.
Is there a need for a group to come together?
There are many groups and forums and initiatives that are coming together to come up with a consortium. And we are members of pretty much all of them. The real thing that we have to focus on is making sure that they are all standard based. Right? No proprietary hooks. And the flip side of that is, that's the choice. Can I get it at a very disruptive price, power, and performance? Because that's what I don't want to lose. And so we're announcing a lot of new products, specifically one called Z9000, which is like a 2RU core that takes 2.5 terabits in just, you know, a pizza box form factor. Right
now, you mentioned the market leader, which of course is Cisco. yesterday, the company put out some negative news about outlook and guidance and having to cut $1 billion. And Cisco has been a company that's been, I'd say, one of the most aggressive competitors I've seen in any market for 15 years, solid and running. And it's inevitable that every company has some sort of hiccup. Seems like Oracle may be immune to that, at least for the moment, but every company seems to have a hiccup. What is the competitive differentiator now with a company like yours and Cisco's? Does this opportunity, or is there a greater opportunity today because there are some questions about just Cisco's, maybe I should say infallibility as a company that continues to put out super competitive products?
Yeah, so I think there are a couple of things here. One is the market is going through a transition, okay? It's transitioning because of three factors. Cloud and virtualization, right? The explosive growth of traffic, and the innovation velocity that you're seeing from competitors, right? People like Force10 are providing, competitive products to the market. So because of those three factors, the market is going through a transition right now. And when you couple that with the appetite of customers, specifically in all types of data centers, whether it's the portals, whether it's the high-performance computing data centers, whether it's the enterprise data centers, whether it's the inter-exchange carriers and hosted data centers, or now even cloud data centers, right? And that's how we segment the market. Right. There's an appetite for traffic. There's an appetite for managing the network in a simpler manner. There's a power requirement. There's all those requirements that are coming in, and innovation is the key. A company that does not innovate will not succeed in this competitive landscape. And so Force10 is fortunate and excited to do this, and it's the right time from a market perspective.
So that's the future of the company. You will continue to innovate, continue
Absolutely.
To focus on open and trying to use that as a competitive differentiator
Absolutely.
To larger competitors.
Absolutely. The right way, longer term, if you see the history of telecom and IT, proprietary walled gardens are a good start, but when you want to scale and grow the ecosystem, it's open. And that's what open cloud networking gives you, right? Is the networking component
right.
To the whole cloud computing system, because storage and compute are already open.
So that's the future, and that makes sense based upon everything we've seen in the market, right? Even
Absolutely.
Open source operating systems, and now we're going to have more open data centers, right?
More open data centers and more standard-based, more interoperable, without losing the performance and the secret sauce that is in the software layer of these networking switches.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you.